Okay, so let's go ahead and explain and understand the most important points regarding parabolas. You have several types of parabolas. Vertical parabolas, vertical parabola can open up or down. So both of these are vertical parabolas, or a parabola can also be horizontal, and horizontal parabolas can open to the left or like this one, to the left or to the right. And depending on the type of the parabola, we will use a formula, different formula. So for vertical parabolas, it will be y equals, this is the formula. I will use it, I will explain it, or I will apply it in the next questions. But for the time being, just remember, for vertical parabolas, it is y equals something x squared, y equals. And for horizontal parabolas, this is very important. For horizontal parabolas, you will get the opposite. So instead of y equals, x equals. You switch x and y, the roles of x and y. X equals. Now, this is not the only important thing about parabolas. So there something that must be clarified before answering the questions, whether the parabola is vertical, opening up, or vertical opening down, or horizontal opening to the left or to the right. It has some features. The main feature is the axis of symmetry. Yeah, any parabola has an axis of symmetry. This makes sense, I guess. This is the axis of symmetry. Any parabola has an axis of symmetry. Yeah. Also, there is the vertex. This is the vertex of the parabola. This is the vertex of the parabola. So any parabola has a vertex. Now you already know this because you studied quadratics in grade 9. And we have two new things about parabolas, which are the focus and the directrix. The focus is a point. This is a point. And the directrix is a line. And the focus is always inside the curve, inside the graph. So for this type of parabolas, the vertical parabola opening up, the focus is inside the graph, inside. So it is somewhere here. F, this is the focus. And the directrix is on the opposite side, is outside the curve. So that the vertex is in the middle here. If this distance is 4, then this distance is also 4. So the vertex is also in the middle. And this is very important to understand. The same idea applies to all the other types of parabolas. So the focus is always inside the curve, the graph, and the directrix is outside, but on the other side. So these distances should be the same. Not precise here, but of course, these distances should be, the vertex must be in the middle here, between the directrix D and the focus or the focal point F. Same thing applies to horizontal parabolas. This is the vertex. The focus is inside the curve, and the directrix is on the other side. It is a line. The directrix is a line. And it is always, of course, it is perpendicular to the axis of symmetry here. Yeah, you see, directrix is perpendicular to this axis of symmetry. Okay, this is intuitive already. You don't need to focus on it. So you have the focus, directrix. Same thing here. If the focus is here, is somewhere here, we we are given, in general, we are given the focus, or we can calculate find the coordinates of the focus, because it is a point. So if you find the coordinates of the focus, then you can place the focus, you know the position of the focus. So the focus is somewhere here, and the directrix is outside, on the other side of the curve. So somewhere, maybe here. Okay. Now, for this quiz, we will only work on parabolas where the vertex is exactly at the origin. We will start solving questions, but this is very important. I will explain this again, but it is important to have an idea first. So for the first question here, for the first example here, for these examples in the lesson, you can see that the coordinate system is the black lines, represented with black lines, and that the vertex is exactly at the origin. Here too, even for this horizontal parabola, the vertex is exactly at the origin. So we will start with these parabolas, these types of parabolas, where the vertex is exactly at the origin of the coordinate system at 0, 0. So the coordinates of the vertex here are simply 0, 0, because it is the same as the origin. Now, if you place, we will start with the first question. Question 1 here. What is the equation of a parabola with focus 0, -8 and directrix y equals 8? Very important, is very, very important to draw, to have an idea about the graph of the parabola. We won't draw we cannot draw it precisely, of course, but we start by drawing what is known here. So let's suppose this is the coordinate system. The focus is 0, -8, and 0, -8 is x is 0, so 0, -8 is somewhere here. 0, say this is -8. And the directrix is y equals 8. This is y. And this is x. Y equals 8 is just at the opposite side, the same distance, because this is 8 and this is -8. So it must be exactly symmetrical, or exactly at the opposite side. So this is 8. And since we said that the directrix is a line, so we will draw a line. Y equals the line y equals intersects the y coordinate, the y axis. Okay, so this is the directrix and this is the focus. Now we know the position of the focus, we know the position of the directrix, so we have an idea. We can draw our parabola. We said that the focus must be inside the graph and the directrix must be outside, on the other side. So it must be, our parabola must be similar to this. The focus is inside the graph and the directrix is on the other side. This is the focus and this is directrix. So we know that our parabola here is vertical and it is opening down. Okay, so the formula for such a parabola is, we said that the formula for the vertical parabola is y equals. And let's continue the formula. Y equals, this is the formula, so you have to learn it by heart, you have to memorize it. 1 over 4 c, I will explain what c, and then x squared. Okay, c is just the coordinate. You get c from f. So the focus is 0, -8, simply c is -8. If the focus is 0, 5, so c is 5. If the focus is, for example, 5, 0, so again, c is 5. If the focus is -2, 0, so c is -2. Okay, so you get c from the focus, if you are given the focus, of course. So here, the value of c is negative 8 here. This is c. Using this value of c in the correct formula, and it was important to graph, to have an idea about our parabola here. Is it vertical or horizontal? Because depending on this we chose the correct formula. Y equals, this is y equals, not x equals. So y equals 1 over 4 times negative 8, and then x squared. 4 times negative 8 is negative 32. So the correct answer is D. Y equals, and 1 over negative 32, or negative 1 over 32 x squared. So it is important to draw. In this lesson, in this part, you have to get an idea, you have to try to get an idea about the shape, the type of the parabola. Okay, so the directrix is this, y equals 8, and the focus is here, this is 8, and this is the x coordinate. The x-axis and the y-axis, and the vertex is at 0, 0. For all of these exercises, for all of these questions, we will use parabolas where the vertex is at the origin. Next question, again, draw, get an idea about the parabola. Here we are looking, second question, we are looking for the equation of the parabola with the vertex 0, 0. So again, even a small drawing will help. So the vertex is at 0, 0 again, and the directrix now is x equals, x is the horizontal axis, and when we say x equals negative 1 over 2, then is somewhere here, negative 1 over 2, somewhere here. So negative 1 over 2, and the directrix is a line, so we will draw a line. X equals, that means that it intersects the x-axis, and this should be the directrix. This is the directrix. Negative 1 over 2. Doesn't matter. Negative 1 over 2 is somewhere here. You can use a bigger scale or smaller scale. Doesn't matter. We need the shape of the parabola. Is it vertical? Is it horizontal? So now we don't have the focus, but we know that the focus is at the other side of the vertex. The directrix is here, and the focus is at the other side. It must be here, so that the vertex is the middle. And this way we get an idea about our parabola. The curve or the graph of the parabola must include the focus. The focus must be inside the graph. So it is clear that the graph is something like this, which is horizontal. Since it is horizontal, then we will use x equals, not y equals, 1 over 4c y squared. But what's c here? I told you that you get c from the focus, and focus here, the coordinates of the focus, since it is symmetrical to the directrix, so this is negative 1 over 2, and on this side it is plus 1 over 2, and 0, of course, because it is already on the x-axis. So c is 1 over 2. So c is equal to 1 over 2. Use your calculator, you will get x equals 4 times 1 over 2 is 2, and you'll get x equals 1 over 2 y squared. So again, it is important to try to draw and uh, to draw the main feature, the main characteristic, the main um, parts of the parabola, the directrix, the, the vertex, the focal point, the focus, and of course the graph of the parabola. This way uh, you can find C and you can find the correct form of the equation. Question 3, what is the equation of the parabola shown in the graph? Here you already have f, and the coordinates of f is between -1 and -2, so it is -1.5. The y coordinate of f is 0, so you already know that c is equal to -1.5. And you can see that this parabola is horizontal, so the correct formula is x equals 1 over 4c, again, same formula, y squared. You know c, so you just substitute c with its value and you write the formula and you are done. Nothing is complicated here. Because you already have the graph and you have the coordinates of f. So x is equal to 1 over 4 times -1.5, which is -6. -6 or 1 over -6 or -1 over 6 y squared, and this is the correct formula. It is x equals because the parabola is horizontal here, not vertical. Questions 4 and 5 are excluded from this quiz. Now let's practice with question 31. Again, you better try to draw. So here we already have the equation. It is y equals, so the parabola is vertical here. Y equals is vertical. And you know that the formula is 1 over 4c x squared, but we already have 12 here. So we can say that 4c must be equal to 12. So c is equal 4 times c equals 12. So c is equal to 3. Okay. Now we know that this parabola is vertical. So we will try to draw it. And since this is positive, it is opening up. So it is vertical and opening up, because 1 over 12 is positive. Here, this is also a vertical parabola for question 32. We also have a vertical parabola because it's y equals, but it is opening down because this number is negative. So this parabola is opening down. So don't forget this. So here we have this type of parabola, and the focus is necessarily here inside the graph. And since we know that c is equal to 3, so the coordinates of the focus are 0, 3. This distance is 3. So the focus is 0, 3 because it lays on the y-axis. So the x coordinate is 0. And since c is 3, then this distance is 3. So f coordinates are 0, 3, and the directrix must be on the other side at -3. -3 here. So this is the directrix, and the equation is it intersects the y-axis. So the equation is y equals, and the position is -3. Okay, so focus is 0, 3, and directrix is y equals -3, which is answer C. You see, it is very important to draw. It's not enough to imagine, you have to draw. Next question. I will make this upward. This is F. This is F. Next question you can practice is very similar. The only thing is that this is also vertical parabola, but it is opening down. So the focus, I will correct it. Anyway, if you want, you can pause the video, but I will correct it. It is a bit different, but not too much. Since this part is negative, so that the parabola is opening down, vertical y equals, and opening down. So it is something like this. And the focus is somewhere here. But how to find the coordinates of the focus using the formula? Again, this is 1 over 4c. 1 over 4c is equal to 1 over negative 16 or negative 1 over 16. So 4c is equal to negative 16. Don't forget the negative sign here. So 4 times what equals 16 equals 4. So c is equal to negative 4. In order to get negative 16, c must be equal to negative 4. Using the same formula. I didn't repeat the formula, but you have it, you already have it. So c is equal to negative 4. So the focus is here, and c is negative 4. So this is negative 4. So the coordinates of the focus are 0, because the focus is on the x-axis, and negative 4. And the directrix is always on the other side, on this side. And since this is negative 4, so this must be 4. And it intersects the y-axis, so y equals 4. So these are the focus and the directrix. The focus is 0, negative 4, and directrix y equals 4, which is answer D. You see, it's very similar. And now question 33 is a horizontal parabola, because the formula here, the equation here is x equals, not y equals, x equals. So this is horizontal. Again, horizontal, and this is negative, so it opens to the left. So the right is positive, up is positive, down is negative, and the left is negative. So here, this is negative. So it is opening to the left. That means that it is similar to this. And the focus is somewhere here. And you see that 1 over 4c must be equal to 1 over negative 20. So c is equal to negative 5, because 4 times negative 5 is minus 20. So c is equal to negative 5. So this point, we have negative 5 here, and the coordinates of f are, because f is on the x-axis, so you have negative 5, 0. Negative 5 first, and then 0. And the directrix is on the other side, at the opposite side, the same distance. So this is negative 5, this must be 5, and this intersects the x-axis, so it is x equals 5. Negative 5, 0, and x equals 5 is answer D here. Okay, now, so you practice with question 34. Now 35 is a bit different, but not too much. You already have the graph. This is an advantage. You already know that the parabola is vertical here. So you already know that the formula, the equation must be y equals. This is the equation. All you need to do now is find the value of c. Since you have some points of the parabola, you can use them. So for example, this point, you can use this point, or this point, or let's say this point, because they are at the edges of at the corners of the boxes here. So you have whole numbers here. So for this point, x is 2. So when x is 2, when x is equal to 2, what happens for y? What's the value of y? This point belongs to the parabola. And when x is 2, y is equal to 1. So we will use this. Y equals 1, using the equation 1 equals 1 over 4c times x squared, but x is 2, so 2 squared. And we get an equation. The unknown here is c. We have to find c. This is a multiplication. So this equation is really easy because 2 squared is 4, and 4 will cancel with this 4, and you'll get 1 equals 1 over c. So 1 over what equals 1? Of course, c must be equal to 1. And going back to our equation, we use the fact that c is equal to 1 to write the final equation, which is 1 over 4 times 1, which is 4x squared, and this is x squared divided by 4, which is answer B here, x squared divided by 4. So same story here, but here we don't have the focus. You have the vertex at the origin, and you have the directions, but again try to draw to get an idea about the type of the parabola you are using, you are dealing with. And here the vertex is at the origin, of course, nothing special here. All the parabolas we've been using so far have vertices at the origin, and the directrix is x equals. So this is the x-axis. Very important here. X equals means you will intersect the x-axis. So this is the x-axis. You will intersect it at what position here? 2.75. Let's say this is 2.75. 2.75. You will intersect the x-axis. This is the directrix. This is x equals 2.75. Okay, so this is the line, the directrix. And since the focus is on the other side of the vertex, then the focus must be here at negative 2.75, the other side. And thus the graph must contain the focus, so the graph will be similar to this, and it is horizontal, opening to the left, and C is equal to, this is F. The coordinates of F are negative 2.75 and 0. So C is equal to negative 2.75. Okay, so you know C, you know that the parabola is horizontal. Use the correct formula, x equals 1 over 4c y squared for horizontal parabolas. Use the value of c and select the correct answer. So 1 over 4c, 4 times c. 4 times c. c is equal to negative 2.75, and 4 times negative 2.75 is equal to negative 11. Sorry, sometimes the calculator hides my writing. I will repeat the formula here, 1 over 4c y squared, because the parabola is horizontal here, and we said that c is equal to 2.75. We use it negative 2.75, negative, this is c, and we found that 4 times negative 2.75 is negative 11, so the result is negative 1 over 11. X equals negative 1 over 11, which is answer C. Answer C. So for question 37, same thing. Exactly the same question, but with different numbers. Question 38, also same thing. X equals, and you have the same type of parabola. And that's all for these questions. That's all. Questions 40 and 41 won't be included in this quiz. I hope that the explanation was clear. I thank you and I wish you good luck.